Hey guys, it's Ethan here from Ichiban Engineering, and today we're going to talk about our billet intake manifolds for the GR Yaris and GR Corolla. Now a few things about the manifolds. We've been selling these for years, a year and a half, almost 2 years now. They've been through a few revisions, and this is the latest revision. And come, I'll show you a bit about our manifold. So it's complete billet, two-piece runner and plenum. Our runners, one thing to note, our runners still use the OEM gasket, so no need for a weird O-ring, just the original fits in perfectly. Another thing to note about our plenum, the plenum uses a 54mm throttle body from Bosch. It's a drive-by-wire. It's a nice upgrade over OEM, will flow better, will support more horsepower. We got 3 vacuum ports, 3/8 MPT, and we got a port here to use the OEM map sensor, which is great and convenient for installation. And the last thing, before we move on, the fuel rail. Every manifold will come with a matching color fuel rail. The fuel rail also supports the OEM fuel press sensor, easy for installation. It comes with an inlet and an outlet, although the original just have one inlet. You can block this part and just use this. AN6, again, complete billet, machined out of 6061 aluminum. And now we're gonna show you how we design it and manufacture it here in-house at Ichiban Engineering. Let's go. So we're on the computer here showing you the design process. This is the finished model of the manifold in its second form, second variation. So we started by scanning the car, the GR Yaris in that case, and putting some hard points. The flange, for example, we know where it's supposed to be. And then we need to position the throttle. From there, we kind of get a rough shape. Then we move on to decide what's the size of the plenum or the volume of the plenum that we want to have, and the length, in that case, the length of the runners. After we decide on these two things, we can kind of get to finished shape, not really finished, but a draft. And of course, at the same time, we would go in here to position the ports, the map sensor port, the ports for the vacuum, add the gasket. In that case, again, this is using a Bosch 54mm throttle body. So we would also position that on the 3D scan and check all the fitment. Once that's done, we would move to 3D print the manifold. We would 3D print it or machine just a prototype. In this case, we did 3D print it, put it on the car, see the fitment is all good, everything fits correctly like it's supposed to. At that stage, sometimes simultaneously, we would simulate the flow of the manifold to check it's really answering what we design it to do. And then we'll move to production. Now, on that specific topic, I want to say CNC machining is not like 3D printing. It's more difficult in the sense that we have to program the machine to do and machine the aluminum block to get to that shape. There's no magic button where you can just press print and the machine will automatically do this. We have to program the machine, tell the machine what tool we're gonna use, what strategy we're gonna use, what tool path we're gonna use, how fast we're gonna cut. And when the program is done, we're gonna test it on the machine, see if the surface finishing, if the accuracy is there, it check all the tolerances. And once we're happy with that and the part passed QC or quality control, then we could basically approve the program and we could start production. Now, this normally doesn't take just one take. We would program the machine, go back and forth, do some minor adjustments to get to where we want, because again, surface finishing is very important. The way the tool cuts, the finishing pass, you would see some marks. In some cases, we want the marks to be in a certain way because again, we're not just making parts to be good performing, but also to look nice under your engine bay, in your car. So yeah, that's for that. And now let's move to how we manufacture this on the machine itself.
Now we're going to machine the first stop of our intake runners. Take a look. As you can see, we have 18 operations, 9 tools. We have a flat end mill, we have a ball end mill, we have a drill of different sizes. Let's load up the material. So after I verified the size of the stock, I'm gonna put it in the machine. This is a 6061 T6 aluminum. I'm gonna center it in the center of the vise, and I'll torque it down. I'm torquing it down to 95 Newton meter, and we're set to go. Now we're going to machine the second op of the plenum for the Yaris and Corolla GR. I'm going to show you the setup sheet. So here you can see the setup sheet for the plenum of the second op. As you can see, it says it right here. We have the dimensions of the stock, which we can compare to see that it's not lower or over our stock dimensions. We have the tool numbers, which are already verified and are all in the machine. And we have the estimated cycle time. Let's start.
Hey guys, so now after Alon showed you how we manufacture the manifold, now they're finished anodizing and we're gonna assemble one. Come see. We got the O-ring here. I'm gonna put a bit of grease on it just so it's stick and doesn't move. I'm gonna locate it here on the runners, just like this. This is something you shouldn't do at home, but in case you need to maintain it, I'm showing you how we do it here. So in case you need to open it at some point of time, we can also supply a spare O-ring. I'm gonna put the plenum here. I'm gonna orient it good. We can make sure it's still here, yeah? Okay, that's the reason we also put the grease, so it kind of get it a bit sticky. Now we got the bolts. These are M5 stainless steel bolts, and you cannot over torque them like any bolts, but because these are quite small, not too small, but still small on a large scale, it's easy to break these. So you would need some kind of a torque wrench, torque driver. You got a few options that you can buy. We also supply them. These are from Canon. They're made in Japan. They're good. This one is good from 5 Newton meters to 25 Newton meters. And this one is good from 100 centinewton until 500 centinewton, which is basically 1 to 5 Newton meters. So you can use either when torquing the manifold in case you need to open it, but it will come assembled from Ichiban. So after you did them hand tight, you can now torque them, set your wrench or driver to 5 Newton meters and start from the center, go outside, going outside. Go click. So now the manifold is done. We'll clean it up a bit and we're gonna pack and ship it to the customer. That is it. Thank you guys for watching and we'll see you next time.